Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to be doing my book haul for the month of July, so if you want to see all the books that I picked up, please stay tuned. Okay, so the first two books are actually ones that I got for $1 each that I found at a, was it a Dollar Tree? And the first one is The Probability of Miracles by Wendy Wonder, and she's actually the author of The Museum of Intangible Things, so these books were like brand new and they were only $1 there, so I decided to pick this one up, as well as The Rocks by Peter Nichols, and that one still has like the Target sticker on it and everything, so those were like a really good find there. They also had like, what is that book called, Winky Poppy Midnight by, I think it's by April Genevieve Tocholke. They had that there for $1 too, so I wish I would have never picked it up so I could pick it up there for $1. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. These books are from like all over the place. HP or Half Price Books, which is HPB, Books A Million, Book of the Month, Amazon, pretty much from everywhere. So the first book I have is The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. I was going to pick this up a while ago, but I never decided to, and this was actually like a really good find because they had, where is it? It was from like a like some sort of book subscription service, because it came with a little signed book plate and then like a little letter from Owl Crate. Oh, so it's an Owl Crate book, and it's like a letter from the author as well as a signed book plate with it, and it was brand new there, so I don't even know how they were able to get that, and it was only $8.99, which is a really good deal. And this is basically about a girl and a guy that sell their hearts or their souls to the devil, and it's about if they can find love with one another considering they don't have a heart or a soul. So that sounds really interesting. And then the next book I have is actually one that I started reading for a I think I read it from the library like when it first came out, but I didn't finish it, so I just decided to go ahead and pick it up from Amazon. I think this is like a used edition, and that is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. And this is definitely a darker contemporary because it is about a main character that her name is Mara, and Mara has a twin brother named Owen, and Owen has been accused of raping one of her best friends. It's definitely a lot darker than a lot of contemporaries that are coming out recently, but I'm really excited to pick it up and finish reading it. I don't remember what page I left off on, but it is like a shorter book as well, so this might be a good thing to read for an upcoming readathon. So another one that I picked up from HPB was Blackbirds of the Gallows by Meg Castle, and this is one that I was going to pick up when it first came out, but I'm kind of glad I waited. And I don't even know what this is about. I just know it's like a dark paranormal romance, and I haven't read one of those in a very long time, probably since like Twilight. So that was like a really long time ago. My sister has been eyeing this one too, so I'm probably going to pick it up and read it to see if it's something that she'll like as well. The next thing I picked up was also one that I heard a lot of people talk about because of her newest book that came out, which was what was her new book called? Stay Sweet by Siobhan Vivian, and I've heard that her first novel, I think this is her first novel, was really, really good. So that is The Last Boy and Girl in the World. So I went ahead and picked this one up from HEB because it was like super cheap, and it's like one of my favorite type of books, which is like this floppy paperback, which is just amazing. The thing that I bought was actually like, it's book related, but it's not really a book. But it is a journal. So I got the Wreck This journal from HPB. It was only $7.99 there, and it just has like a bunch of different activities. So I do want to start doing more reading vlogs. I started out doing them, but then I was having like technical difficulties because my phone was having issues like adapting to my camera, not to my laptop. So I do want to, I'm like trying to find a good vlogging camera. My hand is going all crazy. So once I do that, I'm going to be doing more weekly reading vlogs. So this is something that I want to incorporate in there, is like doing a couple of pages with you guys too, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I've been looking to get this one, and this is like all in color, so it's like the newest edition. On the same note of those darker contemporaries, I also got Always Forever Maybe by Annika Moroz Reese. I hope I said that right. And this is actually an author that's going to be at a book festival in September, so I went ahead and grabbed this. It is a darker contemporary that deals with abuse in relationships. The next book that I got is a graphic novel, and I'm actually going to be reading this for a readathon coming up really soon, and this is Snot Girl Volume 1, and I absolutely love this reading style, or not reading style, this art style. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Like, she's so gorgeous, and she is a fashion blogger that has like very, very severe allergies. And if you know me in real life, that is like literally me. I have really bad allergies, and I could take like every single type of allergy medicine and still be like sniffling all day. So I think this is going to be lots of fun to read. This one I got off of Amazon, and it is My So-Called Bollywood Life. And just like Always Forever Maybe, this is another author that is going to be here in September. And I just wanted, this is all about like Bollywood, like it's a Bollywood inspired book. And I remember when I was in high school, my teacher used to make us watch Bollywood movies, and I always like really liked them. So this was one that really interested me when it came out. And she's going to like a Bollywood camp in this one. So the next book that I have is None of the Above by I.W. Gregorio, and this is about a trans main character, and it deals with a girl named Kristen Latimer who is like, she has basically like a normal lifestyle or life, and she's getting really serious with her boyfriend, but she doesn't know how to tell him that she was once a male. So this is going to be really interesting. It kind of reminds me of If I Was Your Girl. I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know if they're like very similar, but If I Was Your Girl was kind of similar in the premise, as forth as what I've read so far in the Dust Jacket. So next is Infinity by Just Accardo, and this reminds me so much of a series that I read when I was younger, which was called Evermore, I believe, where like it follows the premise of falling in love in different lives, and this is about a couple that has like continuously fallen in love in different worlds and like different time periods. So I think it's going, or different dimensions. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I hope it's not written like in a very, because this is YA, so I don't know if it's going to be written kind of like cheesy. I don't know. I hope it's not cheesy. So next I have is another Casey West book, and if you guys know, I like really like Casey West writing. So this is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West, and this is one of those like fake boyfriend stories, and I actually really like reading about those. So I know it's going to be like super cute. It's really good to read a Casey West book when you are in a reading slump, because she just like gets you right out of it, because you can fall in love with her characters really fast. This book that I got, I actually picked it up for only $3 on clearance, and it is by Gabrielle Zevin, which if I'm not mistaken, she wrote Young Jane Young. I don't know if I have that here. But I believe it's the same author. So Memoir of a Teenage Amnesiac is about a teenager that wakes up from a coma with amnesia, and I'm really interested in reading this one. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, so I'm not sure if it is. I'm pretty sure it's fiction though, and it's not a non-fiction story. So yeah, I picked that one up. So the next book I got was In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I haven't read anything by Ruth Ware, but it was blurbed by what am I saying? But it was blurbed by Reese Witherspoon, and a lot of people really like respect her book picks. So I think this one is going to be like a good and scary read for possibly October or Spookathon. So the sequel of this one has already come out, but I actually haven't gotten around to the first one yet, which is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. And I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of good things talk about this. What am I saying? I've heard a lot of people talk about this and say good things. Yes. Words. And I know the second one came out. It's called, I think, The Daughter of the Siren Queen. And I'm really interested in this. It looks like she's just going to be like a badass female character. Okay, so the next stack of books should be like my newer releases. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into these. The first one is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. I picked this one up from my library a couple months ago, but never got around to it. My sister read this one, absolutely loved it. I've heard very, very mixed reviews, but I'm actually meeting this author soon too. So I really hope that it's going to be a good one. So I actually got two different Jane Eyre retellings, which or like feature Jane Eyre in them, which is really funny because I actually haven't even read Jane Eyre yet. So the first one is My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. And I do have the first one of this, so I'm going to read them together. And the second one is Brightly Burning by Alexa Dawn. I'm meeting this author soon as well. Ignore Carlos laughing in the background. And I cannot wait to read this one too. I just know that it's about Jane Eyre in space. Like, that's what everyone always says about this book. And yeah, you can see my stack now. Like, it's getting progressively bigger and bigger. So I got a couple more from HPB. I got The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza. Once again, rented this from my library. Couldn't get around to it. Do we see a trend? Then I got another darker contemporary. This is The Gallery of Unfinished Girls by Lauren Karks. And I love this cover. I think it's like really, really simple but really beautiful. And I was supposed to meet this author a couple months ago, but actually like didn't come around to going to the event, which really sucked. I need to like actually go to these events, but sometimes even if you have the book, they try to get you to buy the book there, and it's like, what am I going to do with a million copies of the same book? So the next one that I got is Will of the Wood by Robert Beatty. I've heard so many people talk about this month. It's like one of the most popular books that came out in the month of July, and I'm really excited to read this. This is a middle grade novel, which is something that I don't really read that much about, but nonetheless it is a beautiful book inside and or outside, and I cannot wait to read the story and see how well it's done. I have not read the Serafina series yet, so I don't think that you have to read that before you read this one. At least I hope you don't. So this is one book that I'm like completely surprised that I haven't gotten yet, and I absolutely had to, and it is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Yes, I am like the last fucking person on BookTube to pick this up, but I just fell into all the hype because I have not heard one person hate this book, so I need to pick it up. It is massive, but I've heard such amazing things that I just know, woo! I just know that I'm going to love it. This shit is sliding. So I'm gonna start another stack, but I'm almost done. So the next two books are books that I actually just got in the mail today. The first one is Chemistry Lessons by Meredith Goldstein, and this is about a girl that has had like terrible luck in love, and she actually found out that her mom was doing a science experiment to like mess with the human pheromone, and she wants to kind of like finish the work that her mom didn't do before she died, and she wants to kind of make like a love potion, which I think is going to be really interesting. I love the cover of this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it's like a really, really short book. I was not expecting it to be that short. And the next book that I got was, I was expecting it to be that short, and it is like really, really long. Like, look at this. And it is Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. I had to pick this one up. I love Hocus Pocus so much. And I do want to read this before October, so that way I can have like a recommendations video to see if this is going to be good. I don't really know if I should go ahead and read the Hocus Pocus part 2 because I've already seen the movie like 700 times, so I don't know if it's going to be like worth reading it, or if I should just go ahead and pick up the sequel portion because it's like halfway. Like, there's a lot more sequel than there is like the actual story, and I was kind of skimming through parts of it, and it's like exactly the movie, just in written format. Okay guys, so the last two books, this was a long ass video, I'm so sorry, are my book of the month picks, and the first one is When Katie Met Cassidy by Camille Perry. This is a lesbian romance. I've heard Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads talk about it, so I was really interested in this one. And then the last one I got was Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. All I know about this is about a guy and a girl that spend 7 perfect days together, and then he completely disappears, and it has to do with like a dark backstory that he has, so I'm really interested in picking this one up too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My camera is currently dying because this is not the first video that I recorded today. This was a shit ton of books. I thought it was going to be a shorter video, but clearly I was wrong, so I couldn't go into too much of what each book was about, or else this video was going to be literally 6 hours long. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!